Hey guys, today we're going to digitize this gorgeous pup bunny. Before we get into the digitizing, I totally forgot that Procreate has the time lapse feature. So I exported a time lapse of my drawing on my iPad of Bonnie. So I used the supplied image of the pet, in this case Bonnie, to really capture the main features of her face. So the bits of paler brown fur above her nose and her eyes, the darker brown behind the eyes, and of course those beautiful pearly whites. I then import the design into Wilcom Hatch, which is the embroidery software that I use. I'm about to realize that I haven't set the right hoop size, so whoops. Would help if I made it the right size. Now that I've figured that out, I can keep explaining how I come up with my design and why I created the pop design, which is a more like cartoony style rather than the classic style, which is where I try to blend the colors a little bit more. And I generally don't design on the iPad. I go straight into Hatch because I want to base the embroidery design straight off the image of the pet. So because it's the pop style, it means I do a little bit more drawing. It does take me longer, but I really love the way that it turns out. Not every breed of dog or cat really lends itself to that classic style of embroidery, and I think Bonnie's breed here, which is some kind of poodle cross. Oh my god, I'm terrible with dog breeds. Might be a schnauzer. Anyway, my cat Morgan demanded some cuddles, so we have to pay the cuddle tax first. The more fluffy the dog or cat, the harder it can be, especially when they've got the little curly bits of hair that kind of like curl in front of their eyes. I find it really hard with the classic style to make it really stand out and make it like differentiated. So when in the pop style, if I make it a little bit less realistic, I can really have those little highlights and standout parts. I'll put a couple of images of dogs that I've done in the classic style that are more those fluffy dogs, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is part of the reason why I developed this new style to work in. But also just because I wanted to do something a little different, and I bought myself an iPad, and I wanted to really make myself a style that was really me and that I really loved. I felt that the classic style of pet embroidery, I feel like you've seen it before. I just wanted to do something a little different. So that's how I started doing what I call pop. If you have a better name for it, let me know. I couldn't think of anything other than cartoon, and I don't like that. So pop it is. So I posted a silly TikTok about this recently, but I can quite often be very slow at digitizing because, well, the main reason is I get distracted very easily. As you can see, the cats come by, they distract me. I play music and I'm always singing along and just being a goofball, really. So digitizing does take me longer than it probably should. This design in particular did take me a while because, of course, I decided to put a lot of detail into it. But you'll see at the end that I think it was really worth it because it turned out so good. If you've watched this far into my video, thank you so much, and I wanted to do a little secret message / secret giveaway for those who actually watch all my videos. So I'm about to embarrass myself for the sake of content and for the sake of my small business, and unmute and show you my silly little singing along. And if you can pick the song that I am singing along to, I will give you a 50% discount code for my website, and I'll just make something cool for you. Put your guesses in the comments, and first person to guess the right song, I will reach out and send you a discount code to be used on my website. So yeah, here we go. About to be embarrassed. Anyway, now that that's over, I'm working on the final details of Bonnie's design, and this includes adding in some little satin stitches, which are the smooth, glossy, unbroken stitches that really stand out and pop against the background of the tatami stitches. So tatami is good for big areas and filling a lot of space, and I can change the stitch angles to make it look like the fur is going every which way. I can layer on different colors in different densities to make it kind of look like gradients. But satin stitches are really how you add those kind of really highlighted elements and those 3D elements almost. If you have an embroidered hat, for example, it'll most likely be a satin stitched logo or word on the cap. So that's what I'm doing now, and that's kind of how I make some of those key elements, like eyes and the nose are always satin stitch, and that's how I make them stand out in my designs. So we're coming to the pointy end of the digitizing, and now I get to do my favorite part, which is watching it play out in the software to make sure that I have got the order of stitches right, because the order really matters, which colors go on top of which. I always start with a base laydown stitch that covers the entire working area of the embroidery. This just helps the fabric not to kind of move around, stretch or pucker while it's in the machine, and it kind of adds that stabilizing layer to the embroidery. So yeah, enjoy. This is always my favorite part. Anyway, next step is to choose the colors and test the design. I'm basically going to speed run this part. I'm choosing all the different colors for the Bonnie design based on the image provided by the customer. I'm putting it into the machine, rethreading all the needles, programming which color is in which needle so that it knows which order to go in, and then I'm just going to work on some other stuff. working on this design called Beanie the Calico. It's from my Fur Ambassador collection, which I have taken a long pause on because I wasn't really happy with how it was turning out. This is me starting again with my Fur Ambassador collection. I have got a range of different breeds of cats and dogs, all local Australian pets who are my fur ambassadors, and I'm making a couple of designs for each of them, including t-shirts, hoodies, patches, key rings, etc. So that should be really fun. So this is the first one that I'm testing the design for. It's like an outline style of a beautiful calico cat called Beanie, and I am putting it on top of some t-shirts that I hand dyed myself using the ice dye technique. I will definitely make a shorter video on how I did that, but it's really quite fun to do. Stay tuned for further updates for this collection because these will be ready to stitch designs. This will just give you some ready to go options. This will also be really great for people who want to get gifts. Like if you have a friend who has a calico cat, but you don't have a picture of their cat, like how can you get them a custom design? Or maybe they don't want that. So anyway, you could just get this little cute little beanie t-shirt. So here you go. This is how the Bonnie design turned out. I was really happy with it. What I do next is take a photo of the test, send it to the customer, and wait for them to come back on any requested changes, like maybe change a color or change a feature or two, but generally people don't have many changes. And now we wait. So I'm going out for a walk, and hopefully by the time I get back, Bonnie's mum has replied to my email so I can stitch out the final thing and get it in the post. So I didn't get a response till the next day, and I ended up stitching out the final sweatshirt in the evening that night, which is why the lighting isn't as good in this video. I'm kind of disappointed with the quality of the video because it didn't really focus that well, so I've put it really fast just to give you a quick overview of the final product, but it's exactly the same as the test because the customer didn't ask for any changes. They loved it as is, so we're stitching out the exact same design but on the green sweatshirt the customer picked out. So it's now Tuesday. Unfortunately, the customer did not get back to me quite as quickly as I'd hoped, but that's okay because I understand people are busy, especially on the weekends. But I had other stuff to do in the meantime, and luckily that didn't take up all 12 colors, so I could work on another design as well at the same time. When it takes ages for people to reply to me and I have to take the colors out and then I have to put them back in, just adds some extra time and adds an extra 15 or so minutes, which not huge in the scheme of things, but it can add up, and It's just annoying having to rethread all those needles every time. But anyway, here is the finished hoodie. I think it worked out really cute. Bonnie is adorable, and I love that they've chosen the army green color. I think it really makes the, oh, I keep turning this the wrong way. I'm not used to this reverse camera. I think it looks really good. I'll post some photos on Instagram soon. But I think it looks so good. I'm obsessed. Anyway, it's not for me, it's for a customer. I thought it would be interesting, since I recorded the entire process, to see how long it took. So the first step, of course, was designing on my iPad, which you will have seen the time lapse of in this video, but I created it on my iPad based on the photo of Bonnie, which took 1 hour. So that was actually the longest component of this. So it took me 1 hour. I know I could definitely do it quicker, but I normally do it in front of the TV, so I'm a bit slow. I count that as like passive time because I'm doing something else. I'm watching TV. Then the next step of digitizing, which is very active focus time, that was 45 minutes. Then testing it and then doing the final one, they were 45 minutes each. Again, that is passive time because you can see I was dancing, I was digitizing a different design, I was doing some other stuff as well. So all in all, 3 hours 15 minutes. And for full transparency, I charge $130 for a hoodie like this. Do you think that's a pretty good price? I mean, I'm not gonna break down all my costs, in terms of like how much the thread costs, how much the stabilizer costs, how much the blank hoodie costs. I mean, maybe I should put up my costs, but I want to keep things affordable for people. I want people to be able to afford this, and I think $130 for a jumper is quite steep already, but I mean, it is, maybe it's not steep. I don't know. Anyway, my point is, I'm done. I'm really happy with the design. I really hope the customer is happy with the design. I think Bonnie turned out really great, and I hope that the customer will send me some photos of her and Bonnie enjoying the jumper. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time with the next design. Thanks for watching. Happy stitching. Now it's off to edit this video, which will probably take another 3 hours.